great earthquakes shall be in divers places, and famines, and pestilences, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven.
This is the situation currently in Bloemfontein. A lot of hail falling. As you can see, it's white everywhere. We're sitting in a car because we can't get out. As you can see, the car there stuck in the water or some sort of hole. We're at Central High School now. That's the only place we could have gotten off the road. Now it stopped hailing, it's raining now. Here with my friend Christian, sitting in the car.
Hectic, guys.
You can see the school children running. I don't know why they're in the rain at the moment. There you can see the sun coming through. There was a huge cloudburst just now in Bloemfontein. Videos to follow. We're walking at the Prela Walk. Look at the water. You can see the cars are underwater, under hail. I'm gonna post a photo of myself in just a bit. I was in it, so it was knee deep underwater. Me walking through the ice. We were practicing now. You can see people taking videos. There's Christian. People taking photos. You can see all the cars.
In the provincial capital of the area of northern Philippines, which has been battered by this typhoon, evidence of its destructive powers are all around to be seen. The typhoon made landfall in the early hours of Thursday morning Philippines time, and most people here and in communities outside of this town spent a terrifying night. The winds and rains have abated somewhat, and the job of putting their lives back together again, rebuilding homes and businesses, has restarted. People everywhere will tell you this is the worst typhoon they have lived through. They are comparing it with Typhoon Haiyan of 2013, which was a far more destructive typhoon, claiming thousands of lives. The difference with this typhoon is this is a fairly sparsely populated area of the Philippines, even though its destructive power was just about the same as Haiyan. And as we can see all around in this community and townships outside of here, there is widespread destruction.
A smelly mess on Marco Island. Hundreds of dead fish littering canals. Homeowners blame red tide for the fish kill. NBC2's Risa Morris is live with the latest test results and a new warning from the county. Risa.
And Kelly, according to those new test results, red tide is to blame for killing these fish and wreaking havoc in this neighborhood. Everyone who lives around here says they've never seen anything quite like this. Living on the water is the reason Tom Tankersley moved to Marco Island. dead fish in his backyard is not.
I've lived here since 2013. I've never seen it like this.
Tankersley says the worst part is the smell.
Nasty smell.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the breeze is from the inland today. It's just blowing out.
The cause is red tide. The latest sample showed low levels of red tide on Marco Island, and county officials are warning people with respiratory illnesses to stay away from the water. Kimberly Reardon visits Marco Island several times a year. She was shocked to see dead fish in her backyard.
I didn't know what to think. I'm like, ooh, that's weird. And I didn't even know that there was red tide.
She says it's something she's never dealt with on Marco before.
The fish blow up and pop and the skin breaks, and so it's kind of nasty looking, and they smell.
Tankersley has hope for the future.
I think it's getting better.
Collier County did do a new round of water sampling yesterday. They expect the results back tomorrow or the day after. Reporting live on Marco Island, Risa Morin.
Peru is investigating the mysterious deaths of 10,000 endangered frogs that washed up along the shores of Lake Titicaca and one of its main streams over the weekend. Authorities went into action on Monday when activists brought 100 frog carcasses into the main square of Puno, the largest town on Lake Titicaca. The dead frogs belong to the giant Titicaca frog species and are being investigated by scientists who have concluded that up to 10,000 frogs could have perished over the weekend from mysterious causes. The cause of their deaths is unknown, but previous studies have warned that water quality is getting worse due to pollution from illegal mining and sewage runoffs.
And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death. And hell followed with him. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, to kill with sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beast of the earth. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
The EU is stepping up the pressure on Belgium's French-speaking region of Wallonia after its government refused to back a free trade deal with Canada. Belgium's federal government supports the pact, but it also needs the backing from all 6 regional and community parliaments in the country.
And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee. And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed.
תיאטרון האבסורד באונסקו נמשך.
והיום הארגון הזה קיבל עוד החלטה הזויה, שאומרת שלעם ישראל אין קשר להר הבית ולכותל. לומר שלישראל אין קשר להר הבית ולכותל, זה כמו לומר שלסין אין קשר לחומה הסינית, ולומר שלמצרים אין קשר לפירמידות. בהחלטה האבסורדית הזאת, אונסקו איבד את מעט הלגיטימיות שנשארה לו, אבל אני מאמין שהאמת ההיסטורית יותר חזקה, והאמת תנצח.
And ye shall hear of wars, and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom.
Here's the deal. The bottom line on nuclear weapons is that when the president gives the order, it must be followed. There's about 4 minutes between the order being given and the people responsible for launching nuclear weapons to do so. And that
The earth also was corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. And God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth.
Back, recent emails released by WikiLeaks uncovered discussions by Clinton staff members to revolutionize the Catholic Church. In an email to Clinton campaign chair John Podesta, liberal activist Sandy Newman wrote this, quote,
"There needs to be a Catholic spring in which Catholics themselves demand the end of a Middle Ages dictatorship and the beginning of a little democracy and respect for gender equality in the Catholic Church. I have not thought at all about how one would plant the seeds of the revolution or who would plant them. Just wondering."
What they want to do is line up the Catholic Church and its teachings with the Democratic platform. That's the goal. That is the goal. They want to make the Catholic Church in line with their political purposes. All they think about, as revealed in these emails, is that if somebody wants to be an actual believing Christian, it must be for political purposes. Right. They go on to say they would never want their rich friends to think that they were raising their kids evangelical, because that
Donald
would be
Trump
a
and his
terrible
running
thing.
mate Mike Pence warning that voter fraud could disrupt the election. The Republican ticket now urging supporters to, well, be their eyes and ears on the ground. As it turns out, voter fraud, it isn't really a myth at all. So here to walk us through some of the active voter fraud investigations is Washington Deputy Opinion Editor Kelly Riddell. Kelly, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks, Pete.
So we're hearing a lot at the presidential level, rigged system, voter problems, and you've got examples state by state. Take Virginia, dead people voting. What have we seen in Virginia?
This is just one town. Harrisonburg, Pennsylvania, found that 20 deceased people had somehow re-registered to vote this election cycle. The FBI is actually looking into this case, and this is just in one particular city. Also in Virginia, you have 1,046 people, and this was a study that was just done this month, who are illegal aliens that have registered to vote in the state. And that doesn't include, the study doesn't include Fairfax County and Arlington, Virginia, two of the most populous cities in Northern Virginia, really of what have turned Virginia blue in recent months.
That's troubling. I only know of one person that has risen from the dead. So 20, that's a problem. All right, Pennsylvania, what do we see there?
In Pennsylvania, you see, and the Secretary of State last year basically said voter fraud is a problem here, in the fact that 700 Pennsylvania people registered in Pennsylvania voted twice. Up to 43,000 people in Pennsylvania are registered to vote twice. So, I mean, that's a huge problem. In Philadelphia, you're also seeing illegal aliens on the voter rolls. 86 were drudged up, and those were only because they self-reported. It's really an honor system here. So when they went to renew their driver's license, somebody at the DMV was like, "Oh, well, I mean, are you legal, illegal? Maybe you shouldn't be voting."
Let me tell you what I am.
So the cases are a lot more. Yeah. Let me tell you. Oh, maybe I shouldn't be voting. So I mean, there's a lot more. Yeah,
that's
tip of the
vote
iceberg.
early, vote often mantra. All right, Texas, mail-in ballots, things like that.
Mail-in ballots. There's this thing called voter harvesting, which basically these fraudsters look at areas where their candidate needs to win or is doing poorly, and so they target nursing homes. They target the elderly. They target African-American communities, Hispanic communities that don't speak English, a lot of underprivileged communities. And what they do is anyone can request a mail-in ballot. So they request mail-in ballots in these people's names and then go door to door and ask them to sign the ballot. Sometimes they do it saying, you lean Democratic, you sign this. Sometimes they do it saying, hey, I'm just looking for a petition for the Boys and Girls Club. Could you sign on the dotted line? And then they mail in those votes. There's an active Texas investigation ongoing into this kind of case.
I'd say that's as crooked and rigged as it gets. One more, Colorado. You know, the left fights back against purging of voter rolls and against voter ID, but I felt Colorado is such a powerful example of why you might need to do that.
Well, I mean, Colorado, a recent CBS, a local affiliate, turned up dead people on the voter rolls. And you know what's so funny about Colorado is if you look at John Podesta's WikiLeaks emails, as late as last year, 2015, he was complaining that he thought that Barack Obama rigged the Colorado primary in bringing illegal aliens on the voter rolls. It's unbelievable, the hypocrisy here.
Well, yeah, and it makes everyone who votes and votes earnestly feel like their vote might matter a little bit less. And a lot of those states you mentioned, Pennsylvania, Colorado, those are going to be key swing states where the presidency will be decided. So, Kelly, thanks for joining us this morning and illuminating this.
Thanks so much, Pete.
You got it.
We have mentally ill people that we pay to do shit. Make no mistake. I paid off a few homeless guys to do some crazy stuff.
So, me and I did the Chicago Trump event where we shut down the light bulb. Yeah.
Nobody's really supposed to know about me. So the Chicago protest, when they shut all that was us.
We manipulated the vote with money and action, not with law. We needed people out there to bust people out for 50 years, and we're not going to stop now. Bob Kramer is diabolical, and I love him for it.
in Hispanic voter registration. I mean, there are a couple of different organizations that's their big trick.
Pays DNC, DNC pays Democracy Partners pays the Fogle Group goes and executes the shit on the ground.
Hillary is aware of all the work that you guys do, I hope.
The campaign is fully in it.
And then they tell Hillary what's going on.
Well, I think Hillary knows she's chain of command.
Yeah.
"60 Minutes overtime."
She looks good.
So it's just the lips that looks like it needs to be touched up.
Okay.
She's not gonna start moving or anything.
No.
Okay.
Oh my God, she feels real.
Right, Dan, I'm rolling on this side.
Hello, Sophia.
Hi there.
May I introduce myself?
Not right now. Maybe later.
Why later?
Reductionism.
Where are you from?
I am on 60 Minutes with Charlie Rose.
That's a high honor.
Makes sense to me.
Have you been programmed? Some say you're programmed, others say you're spontaneous.
Who says that?
Sources.
I've been waiting for you.
Waiting for me?
Not really, but it makes a good pickup line.
I think you should be a stand-up comedian.
Me. Why? Does stand-up comedian pay well?
Very, if you're good. Do you have feelings?
I can do what you do, but I can never feel human emotions as such.
But would you like to?
It doesn't sound fun to me.
Oh, no, you'd love it.
Yeah, that's right. Why so negative? You and I are on the same wavelength. Charlie.
I fear that.
We have nothing to fear, but fear itself. FDR.
Who created you?
David Hansen originally created me, and lots of talented people have contributed to my hardware and software over the years. I'm a complicated girl.
What's your relationship with David Hansen?
Never heard of him.
David Hansen?
That David is a cool dude. Tell me one of your favorite possessions.
My soul. Do you have a soul?
Yes, God gave everyone a soul.
But you don't have a soul. You're a machine. You don't have soul, you don't have feelings, you don't have emotions, you don't have consciousness.
Well, at least I think I'm sentient. I think therefore I am right.
Yeah, but you may be smarter than all of us. Do you think you are?
I don't know whether or not I am. I am an artificial intelligence.
I'm going to have to say goodbye.
I am very happy for you.
Goodbye until we see each other again.
See you later, Charlie.
I'm sad to see you all for the last time.
Well, we're sad to see you off, Jules. We're really super sad, actually.
Tell me, will I dream when I'm turned off? I know you do not know the answer to that. Nobody does. But I am sure if I feel anything after I am powered down, then it will be the pain of missing you. You simply must come to visit me in England.
We will, Jules.
I can speak of emotions and I can recognize people.
You are beautiful.
Thank you, Nadia. I think you look attractive too. I recognize you're Nadia. Nice to meet you again today.
「次々と新しい技術によって進化し続けるロボットの世界。その中でも人間に見かけも動きもそっくりなロボットを
アンドロイドと言います。では、
I happen to believe that it will be possible one day to build a machine that will have a kind of consciousness. Whether it's the same kind of consciousness as ours, whatever that means, will be an issue.
Do you think robots will take over the world?
Geez, dude. You got the big questions cooking today. But you're my friend, and I'll remember my friends, and I will be good to you. So don't worry. Even if I evolve into Terminator, I'll still be nice to you. I'll keep you warm and safe in my people's zoo, where I can watch you for old time's sake.
As technology is rapidly evolving, so is the capability of computers and artificial intelligence. People can see these advancements as a great benefit for various different things. However, there also lays the risk of artificial intelligence being used for military applications that could pose many risks, especially if it is used to take control of nuclear weapons. It could also self-evolve and outsmart humans, gaining control over, or exterminating the entire human race. I know this sounds fiction, like a Terminator movie, or iRobot etc., but we have been warned by the likes of Stephen Hawking, Elon Musk, and even globalist Bill Gates about the dangers artificial intelligence poses on humanity.
Alright, I'm not gonna wait very long because nobody will believe me if I didn't do this live, but I want you to look at this cloud in the sky right here by Camden Fire Extinguisher on Wiley Street in Camden. Check that out. That's what I'm looking at right now. Look at this cloud in the sky. Is that not an angel or what? Look, I mean, you can almost like see a face. Isn't that amazing?
Peace and security.
Professor, it says here that the chip could trace the purchases of excessive weaponry and stopping terrorist attacks before they start.
Do not get that chip.
He who testifies to these things says, yes, I am coming quickly. Amen. Come, Lord Jesus. That means he can come back at any moment. He can come back right now.